Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. For those of you who are wondering who I am, so my name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I'll be your instructor for this Flutter Development course. I am currently working as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I have been an ex-Flutter developer intern at AppScript, where my primary goal was to develop Flutter applications totally from scratch depending upon the needs. I'm also an instructor on Udemy and Unacademy, where my Flutter development courses have more than 10,000 plus enrollments, so you can check them out as well. For those of you who are wondering what Newton School is, so Newton School is a platform which helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once the training is completed, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. There is also a pay after placement program where you are placed and you are make sure that you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. And there is another awesome initiative which they are having, which is known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost. And there is also an editor which is available online on which you can practice for those courses and run your code. And once you have completed those courses, you will also be getting a certificate of completion. So make sure to check out both Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. Now coming to the topic for the today's video. So in this video we are going to talk and we are going to work on the scratch and win game. So what basically this app will be having, it will be having multiple screens or multiple options, clicking which it will be providing you with an icon or with an image. So there are two type of icons. So if you are finding a cache icon over there or a cache image over there, then it will be a win for you and you will be provided with multiple chances for finding that icon. So let me switch the screen and let's start working on it. So like whenever you will be opening the app, it will be playing an audio in the background. So that is the audio which I have added for the app, for the audio to be played whenever the app is opening. So let me hotly start the app and let's wait until the app is running and let's see if the audio is playing or not. So the app is restarting over here and it has restarted completely. So you can see or you can hear over here that an audio is playing in the background as soon as the app has started. So this is the audio which will be playing when we are opening the app for the first time. Now I'll be clicking on this rules option which is available here, and when I'll be clicking on this rules, it will be opening a rule screen for me. So for now I have kept it very simple and it is displaying that the rules for this game are pretty simple. So you can also add your rules according to yourselves. I have kept it minimalistic for now. You can add whatever rules you want the user to have or the app to have when you are like working on this app. So the next thing which it is having is the scratch and win option or the image which is being displayed in the center. So whenever you will be opening the app, it will be loaded from network images and it will be displayed over here, which will be signifying the name of our app. Next thing which we are having over here is the play game button. So when I will be clicking on this play game button, we are provided with the 5x5 boxes which are here or which are present over here for playing the game. So whenever I'll be clicking on any of the provided boxes, either an emoji or either a sad emoji or a cash emoji will be displayed over here. So like a dollar emoji will be displayed. By cash I meant dollar. So on the basis of the emoji which is being displayed, we'll be identifying if the user has won this game or the user has lost this game. So whenever a sad emoji will be displayed, it will be signifying that the user has lost the game. Whereas on the other hand, whenever a cash emoji or the dollar emoji will be appearing over here, it will be signifying that the user has won that game. So this is how this app will be working, and there are two more options which are available over here. The first one being the show all and the second one being the reset. So for the show all option, when you will be clicking on it, it will be displaying you with each of the emojis which are available. So it will be uncovering all of these 5x5 boxes and it will be showing you all of the emojis which are available over here. Whereas on the other hand, when you will be clicking on the reset option, it will be covering back all the emojis which are present over here, which were displayed to you when you have clicked on the show all button. So this is how the app will be working. Now one more thing which we have over here is, so you can see that ping box is appearing in the bottom. So whenever you will be clicking on any of the emojis, on the basis of the number of chances which are left for you, it will be displaying a text on the basis of that. So we'll be having a conditional statement over there, and it will be displaying the text on the basis of that particular condition. So if you are if you are remaining with two chances, it will be displaying that two chances remaining. And if you are having more than two chances, then it will be displaying some more text. And on the basis of all the chances which are remaining, it will be displaying a particular text for you. And here you can see that as I am clicking on each of these screens, so when I am clicking on the first emoji, it is a sad emoji and something was displayed over here. When I have clicked on the second emoji, something another thing was displayed over here. Clicking on the third box, another thing was displayed. And at last, when I have clicked on this option which is having this cash bundle, then it has displayed you have got it. You I've got it, yeah. So and also, apart from displaying the text, it has also played the ching sound which I was telling you in the starting. So this is how the background sounds will be playing as soon as we are clicking on any of the options. So clicking on option, and if it is displaying a sad emoji, or sound will be displaying. And when we are clicking or when we are selecting the appropriate option for the cash bundle or for the dollar, then it will be displaying or it will be playing the ching audio in the background. So we can also change the text which was being displayed in the bottom according to ourselves. So this is one of the app which I have built or which I have learned building, and now we'll be seeing how we can work on this app and we can create this app totally from scratch. So let's move towards our main.dart file. So inside our main.dart file, I have removed all the boilerplate code which is available to us when we are running the Flutter create command and we are creating the app. So I have removed that, and apart from that, I have created some multiple files over here. So I have created a first page.dart file for displaying the first page of our app, which is having these two buttons, the play game and the rules button. I have also made the homepage.dart file. I have also made a rules page.dart file, which is for displaying the rules. Homepage will be for mostly displaying the game part of our app. So these are the multiple files which we will be using or which we need inside this project. If you want, you can merge different files and you can add different functionalities in a same file, but I won't be suggesting you to do this because it will be making your code look clumsy. So that's why I have made different files. So now let's start creating the first page.dart file. So inside the first page.dart file, I'll start importing, or I'll be starting by importing the material.dart package over here. So this is one of the things which we need when we are starting with the Dart code. So I'll be importing that over here, and after that I'll be creating a first page stateful widget. So I'll be typing htf, and after that clicking enter. So it will be providing me with the stateful boilerplate, and I'll be naming the class as first page. Also, one more thing is here that I have added two packages. So the first one is the transparent image for displaying the images in the transparent mode, and the second one which is present over here is an audio player. So this is the package which we'll be needing for playing the audios in the background of our app, or whenever some functionalities taking place inside the app. You can directly add these packages by going on Google and searching for the particular package name, and it will be providing you with the installation setting in the installation tab which is present inside that package. And after you have added the package, you can hit the Ctrl S button and the package will be fetched for you inside your Flutter project. Now here you can see that I have opened my first page.dart file again. So inside this we need to initialize and assign the audio player values for playing the audio. So I'll add a static and it will be changing throughout the app. So I'll add an audio player over here, and the name of this audio player will be set to advanced audio player, and it will be having the value assigned as audio player itself. I need to import this, quick fixing and importing these. So I'll be importing the audio player as we need the package to be imported. Apart from that, I also need to add the audio cache over here. So I'll be creating another variable with the name of audio cache, and we'll be assigning the audio cache back to it. So audio cache takes a fixed player. So for that, I'll be passing the advanced player inside it, which is a variable which we have created above. Next, I'll be creating some strings which will be holding the name of the song or the audio files which we will be playing or which will be played inside the application. So I'll add it like a bit later. for now I'm creating a string with the name of 2 and assigning the value of it value of 2.mp3 to it. Next I'll be having an init state which will be running as soon as this screen is loaded. So we can add multiple different things inside it. As soon as our screen will be loading, this will be the first thing which will be executed. And inside this init state, what I'll be doing is I'll be playing the audio with the help of the audio cache. So I have added audio cache.play and I have added 2 over here so that it will be playing the second audio. Now in place of this container, what I have to do is I have to add a scaffold over here, and I have added an app bar outside it. So I have to go inside the scaffold and add an app bar over here. So the app bar will be taking an app bar itself and it will be having a title. For the title, I'll be passing a text which will be displaying a text as scratch and win, which is the name of our app. So obviously it will be the title for our app as well, which will be displayed in the app bar. So here you can see that it has been displayed. And for the body part of our app, we'll be having a center widget at first, which will be having a child as column, and this child will be containing multiple children. So fixing the typo over here. And after this column, we'll be having a main axis alignment inside this column, and this main axis alignment will be equal to main axis alignment dot start. Now starting with the children. So if you are unfamiliar with what main axis alignment and cross axis alignment is, so make sure to check out our previous videos where I have explained all of these. Now for the children, the first widget I have added over here is a sized box with the height of 30. So it will be providing a space of 30 from the top wherever we are adding this size box. So we are adding it on the topmost position. So it will be providing us with the space of 30 on the top of our screen or the top of our app. Next, it will be having a container with the height of 256, width of 256, and it will be having a child as the stack. So what stack does is we can add multiple children as a stack. So you must have heard or you must have learnt about the stack when we are working with the data structures in our college. So what stack generally has is it will be having a child at a bottom and we can add multiple different child over it. So this is the same case in Flutter. For the first child of this stack, we'll be having a center which will be taking the child as a circular progress indicator, and this circular progress indicator will be displayed until the child which is present above this is being loaded and being displayed inside the app. So once I have added this center widget over here, I'll be adding the another widget which will be opening or which will be overlapping over the circular progress indicator, and circular progress indicator will be hidden inside the second widget or the topmost widget which we are adding inside this stack. So for the child of this stack, I have added a center and it will be having a child with the name as fade image. So for feeding the image slowly as soon as the app is loading. For the placeholder of this image, we need to set the key to transparent. So I'll be setting it the placeholder to k transparent, my bad. So I'll be setting the placeholder to k transparent, and we'll be having an image value as null, or we'll be having an image URL which will be passed inside it. So I'll be copying the image URL from my Cloudinary and I'll be adding that image URL over here. So for the image, first adding it as a string. Here it is showing us some typo error, so copying the URL first. And pasting it over here. So you can see that it is showing us some error. Now let me fix this quickly. So for this, I guess I need to reassign the fade image or the values which we have added over here. So I'll delete the values which I have added inside the fade image. So now you can see that most of the errors have been gone away, and inside this fade image, in image I'll pass the values again. So we have missed one thing over here. For the field in the image, we need to add memory as well. So it will be fade image dot memory network, and we need to pass the values of placeholder and image inside this. So I have pasted that over here as well. and adding a comma so that the formatting could take place. And you can see over here that the image is also displaying side by side inside the app, as we have added the dot memory network and clicked on the save button. So the things are occurring as soon as we are coding them. Now for the next child after this container which is present over here, I'll be adding a size box for providing some space between the elements. So size box will be with the height of 94, which will be added over here. Now after this size box we have another widget for the rows inside it. So I'll be creating, or I'll be assigning a row over here which will be having the main axis alignment of main axis alignment dot. So let me fix this first, and it will be having main axis alignment of main axis alignment dot center. And for the child of this row, it will be having multiple children's, the first one being a raised button. So for now the raise button has been deprecated, so you can prefer using elevated button, but I am using the raise button as for now. You can do one more thing, that you can add a container over here with a gesture detector which will be detecting the taps made on that container, and you can use that for performing a similar function as that of the raise button. So I have used raise button for now, but as I mentioned that it has been deprecated, so you can avoid using it, or you can use the elevated button or the container with the gesture detector as I mentioned earlier. So for the raise button, I have passed the color to be red with 400 value, and for the padding of this raise button, I have added the padding as edge inserts dot from LTRB, which means from left, top, right, bottom. And for the values for each of these, I have added 50, 20, 50, 20. For the shape of the radio button, it will be rounded rectangular with a border. So for the border, I will be passing the border radius dot circular with the value of 18 over here. So the button will be having a circular border over here. So it is showing me an error inside the rounded rectangular border. So deleting it once and adding it once again. So rounded rectangle border over here. Now the error has been fixed. Now let me press it, or let me start working on the next part of this raise button. So for that I'll be adding an on pressed, which will be used for triggering this function, or which will be used for taking our app to the next screen when we are clicking on this particular raise button. So for the on press, the first thing which I'll be doing is I'll be set stating. So for the set state, what I'll be doing is I'll be adding an advanced player dot pause. So whenever we are clicking on any of these buttons, it will be pausing the audio which is playing inside the background or in the background. After this, the state of the audio player has been set, or the advanced player has been set. The next thing which I'll be doing over here is I'll be pushing another screen inside it. So I have added a navigator dot push, which will be taking a context and a material page route. So this material page route will be taking a builder as well. So this builder takes a context inside it, and we can add an arrow function over here. For now I am setting it as null. I'll be replacing it once we have completed, or we have worked on the different screens which are available. Adding a semicolon as well so that the error goes away. Now after this on press function, what I need to add over here is a child. So for the child of this raise button, what I'll be adding is a text which will be displaying play game. So whenever the user will be clicking on this button, it will be opening the play game window so that the user can play that game. So after this row, what I'll be doing is I'll be adding a size box with the height of 40 inside this, and I need to add a comma over here. And after this size box, what I'll be doing is I'll be copying the row which I have added over above the size box, and I'll be pasting it again, and I'll be changing the name of play game to rules. And in place of this advanced player dot pause, what I'll be doing is I'll be adding advanced player dot stop, so that the audio will be stopping as soon as we are clicking on the rules button or the rules option which is available inside our app. And in place of that, what we'll be doing is we'll be playing another audio. So for that, what I'll be adding is an audio cache dot play, and inside that we can pass the audio which we want to play. So I have passed a dice dot wave audio over here, which will be adding a dice dot wave sound effect, or the dice sound effect to this app as soon as we are clicking on the rules option which is available. So next we need to add the screen. So as you have seen that I have already added the navigator dot push above as well. So I'll be adding the comment there as well, so that we remember that these are the tasks or these are the particular to-do options which are to be performed by us. So saving the app and performing the hot reload once. Inside the main, going back and importing the first page, saving it again. So now you can see that as I have clicked on the hot reload, these two buttons have been displayed with the image being displayed in the center. So now I'll be starting working on this functionalities for the particular button. So we'll be starting by working on this rules button over here. So I'll be opening the rules screen, and once we have completed this rules button, we'll be starting with our home page and the main.dart file as well, so that you can play your games and enjoy the app. So now let's start working on the rules page. So I have opened the rules page.dart file over here, and like always I'll be starting by importing the material.dart package which is present. After that I'll be adding a stateful or stateless. You can add whatever you want, as this will be a static one, but I'll be adding a stateful widget for me, and I'll be naming it as rules page over here, replacing this container with a scaffold. And this scaffold will be taking an app bar which will be having a title as rules, and for the body of this app bar it will be having a center with the child as text, and this text will be displaying some text which we have read earlier when we were running the app. So it will be displaying that these are the rules for the app or for the game. As I have already mentioned that this is some demo thing which I am adding, but you can replace this totally up to you, and you can add according to yourself the rules which you want the app to have. Now going back inside the first page, and in place of this null for the what we can say rules option, replacing the null and adding the rules page over here. So I'll add the rules page, and it is displayed over here, clicking it so that it is imported as well. I need to quick fix and import it again. So now you can see that the error has gone away, and I'll be removing this to do, as we have already added the screen which was needed or which was mentioned in the to do. Now running the hot reload so that the things which are present inside the app are fetched. And once the hot reload is completed and we'll be clicking on the rules screen, we'll be taken to the rules window or the rules page which we have created, and it is displaying that these rules are for the game, or there are the rules for the game, whatever the text we have added according to ourselves. Now so let's start working on the play game screen. So for that I'll be moving to the home_page.dart file, and as always I'll be importing the material.dart file in the starting. After I have imported the material.dart file, I'll be typing stf and clicking enter, so that it provides me with the boilerplate code for the stateful widget. And for the name of this homepage.dart file or the class stateful widget which we are creating, I'll be naming it as homepage only. Now going back to the first page and copying the audio player and the audio cache which we have created in the first page and pasting it over here inside the home page. The reason for me doing this is because we'll be needing or we'll be playing the audio in this screen as well. So you have seen in the implementation on that or the demo where I have played the Ching audio and the audio when the app was running, and when the user was winning, then Ye audio was also playing. So that's why I need to copy it and I need to paste it over here. And for the audio cache, I have removed the fixed player inside it and saving it so that the formatting would occur. So after that I need to add some asset images over here. So the first image which I'll be adding over here is a image with the name blank. So it will be taking the asset image from images/blank.png. So I have added the images assets earlier. I have told you how to add all of these in the previous videos as well. So if you haven't checked out those videos, then make sure to check them out. The playlist will be occurring on the channel in the playlist section, so make sure to check out or go through each of these videos to understand all these things which are being displayed. So I have added a to-do over here which says that we need to add the images. So I'll be copying the asset images with the name blank, and we'll be replacing this name with an unlock. And for the asset image, another asset image which I have added, I'll be replacing the name as luck or lucky. So for the name of the image, I'll be changing it to images/money.png. So inside the assets, you can see that I have all the audios for the appropriate images which are to be displayed, and I have also added the images which are to be displayed, like the money, the sad image, the blank image, which are present over here. So we'll be adding each of these. I have explained you how we can add the audios and the images in a previous video. And for enabling the assets, let me tell you once again. So inside the assets, inside the pubspec.yaml file, what I have done is I have uncommented the assets line which is present over here, and after that I have added the images and assets directory with a slash, and it is having nothing after the slash. The reason being that it will be accepting all the things which are present in these directories, as we have kept the slash as blank. So let me move towards the next part of the code, which is we need to assign a list of named item arrays. So it will be of a type list, and it will be having strings inside it. And next I'll be creating another variable with the name of lucky number, having the data type as integer, and having another variable created with the name of count, value of 0 and data type of integer, another variable with the name of message, data type of string and value of empty string, the quotes. Next I'll be creating another function with the name of generate random number, which will be having, or inside this function we'll be creating another variable with the name of random. It will be having the data type of integer, and the value for this random will be equal to random dot next int, and we'll be passing next int inside the value of the next integer which it will be taking inside the next int will be equal to 25. The reason being that we need the values in the random mode from 0 to 24, so that's why I have passed 25 over here, and it is showing me an error. So for fixing this, I'll be adding parentheses after random. After this random variable which we have created, I'll be adding a set state. So this set state will be setting the value of lucky number equal to random, and it will be printing the lucky number as well. So this will be the number where the image of the cache will be displayed. So that's why we have created this lucky number over here, which will be used for displaying the image. Next, creating the init state, which will be running as soon as the app is running. So it will be the first thing to be running. Inside it, I'll be assigning the value to the item array which we have created, and it will be generating a list of 25 different items with the value of the index, and I'll be setting, or I'll be assigning the arrow functions to the empty. So it will be generating the item array, and each of these 25 items which will be generated inside this item array will be having the value assigned as empty. And once this item array gets its value assigned, I'll be running the generate random function which we have created above. Next, creating another function with the name of display message, which will be having the set state. This will be for displaying the message according to the number of chances which we are having or which are remaining. So I'll be set stating the message equals to you have reached the maximum trials, as you will be left with no more chances. So in that particular case, the message will be set to this. And I'll be adding another function with the delay. So this will be for delaying the app by 1.6 seconds, so that it takes some time after the things to be implemented and the next things to start. So it takes some time in particular that case. So that's why I've added a delay of millisecond as 1600. Next, it takes a function which is computation, on the basis of which it will be displaying, or it will be like doing all the things. So for that I have added a function like the round braces and the curly braces, and after that inside this I'll be setting the state again. So for that I'll be running the this.restate game function. For inside this set state, what I'll be doing is I'll be running the this.reset game function, and I'll be setting the value of count back to 0. So count is basically for counting the number of chances which we are having or which are remaining. And once we have used up all our chances, then this delay function will be running, and it will be resetting all the things back to normal or back to initial as we have initialized. And for the reset game function, we'll be having a set state inside it. The reason why I haven't specified a return type for the display message and for the reset game function is because we are not returning anything specific in here. Apart from that, inside the set state which is present inside the reset game, I'll be adding, or I'll be setting the value of item array back to as we have initialized it inside the init state, and setting the message back to empty string, the count back to 0, and running the generate random function so that it will be initializing or generating the random number again. After this reset game function which I have created, I'll be adding some another variables with the name of get image. My bad, it is a function, so we'll be creating another function with the name of get image, and it will be having a return type of asset image. So this will be for getting the image according to what index we are passing in it. So if we are passing the lucky number which we have like assigned the value to above, so in that case it will be returning an image of a cash bundle. In all of the other cases it will be returning an image of the sad emoji which you have seen earlier. So that's why it is taking an integer value of index. And next, inside this get image, I'll be creating some variables. So the first one being a current state. So that current state variable will be of a type string, and for that current state what we'll be doing is we'll be getting the value of that particular current state variable from the item array. So we'll be using the index which we are getting inside this get image, and we'll be using that index for finding the value out of the item array which we have created. So on the basis of that we'll be switching the conditions. So that's why I've added a switch case over here. So this switch case will be checking if we are having, or if the current state which we have passed over here is having the string set as lucky. So in that particular case we'll be returning lucky image over here which we have created above. Next I'll be copying this case and pasting it again. So if the case is unlucky, then we'll be passing the unlucky image as we have created above. So here it is showing me an error. So let me delete this and start typing again so that it provides us with an option of directly adding it. So I have named my image as unluck, so adding that as well. Now after this unlucky, I am removing the default option as we won't be needing it. And at last, after this switch case is ending, I'll be returning the blank image. So if none of these cases occurring, although it won't be occurring in our app, so for the security purpose I am adding a last statement with the return as blank. So now moving forward with our app, next creating another function with the name of play game, which will be taking the index again, as we have added the index inside the get image function, I guess. So now we'll be checking if the lucky number is equals to the index which we have passed inside the play game. So in that particular case we'll be setting the state of some particular variables which are present inside our app. So if the lucky number is equals to index, which means that the user has found the particular what we can say particular box which is displaying the dollar emoji. So for that particular case we'll be setting the value of the item array of that index equals to lucky, which means that the user has found the correct option over here. And we'll be playing the cache .wav file with the help of audio cache.play, and this cache audio is equals to the ching which was playing when you have heard the implementation or when you have seen the implementation of the app when I was showing in the starting of the video. Next I have added a message. So we'll be setting the value of the message variable which we are having. So that's why I have added a this dot message over here, and this the message will be updated with the value of yo you got it. So for displaying to the user that he has correctly identified the image which was displaying the lucky or the what we can say dollar the cash bundle over here, cash bundle emoji. And after that I'll be running the delay option. So the delay option will be providing a delay of 1.6 seconds, and after that it will be restarting the app again. But if this condition is not occurring over here, which means that lucky number is not equals to index, so we'll be checking if the lucky number is equals to index and the count is less than equals to 5. So in this particular case we'll be setting the value of the item array, the index of that particular item. So we'll be setting the value of that to unlucky, and we'll be increasing the count by 1. So what this case is for, so we'll be checking if the lucky number is equals to index, which means that both the user has found the correct thing. So I guess I made a typo. I need to add a exclamation over here. So we'll be checking if the user hasn't found the correct value. So lucky number should not be equal to index, and apart from that the count should also be less than equal to 5, which means that the user still has some more chances left. In that particular case what we'll be doing is we'll be setting the value of the index in the item array which we have got through the play game int index. and we'll be setting the value of that to unlucky, and we'll be increasing the count by 1. And after that we'll be playing, or we'll be having another condition over here inside the else if as well. So we'll be checking if the count is equals to 5. So in that case the user has used all of his chances which are available up his sleeve. So in that particular case we'll be playing an audio with the help of the audio cache.play function which we are having, and it will be playing the audio or the aw.mp3 file which I have added inside the assets directory, and it will be displaying the message to the user as well. And after this if condition which is saying count equals to 5, we'll be having another if condition for 4, and similarly we'll be having the conditions for 3, 2 and 1 as well. So each of these will be updating the value of the message. So for the 4 it will be saying this dot message equals to last one, you are gone. For count equals to 3 it will be setting the message as 2 more left. For count equals to 2 it will be setting the message as yes, you can win. And for count equals to 1 it will be saying that there is a long way to go, and it will be updating the value of the message accordingly on the basis of the value of the count whatever it is having, or whatever which we are getting after adding 1 to the count if the user hasn't clicked on the appropriate image which is displaying the cache bundle. Now coming out of this and creating another function. So the function will be for the show all button which we'll be adding. So for that it will be setting the state of the item array. We'll be setting the state and we'll be updating the value of the item array. We'll be filling it by unlucky each. So for that I have assigned item array equals to list dot filled 25 with the value of unlucky, and now we'll be updating the lucky number which was found above with the value of lucky over here. So that's why I've added item array with the value of lucky number set to the value lucky. And now let's start working on the body part or the return statement for the build of this particular homepage class. So in place of container I'll be adding a scaffold which will be having an app bar with the title of text. So the text will be displaying scratch and win. So this title will be equals to scratch and win, adding some commas so that the formatting could take place, and going back to our first page, and from here I'll be removing this to do statement which is present inside the init state. I'll also be removing this to do statement for adding the screen, and I'll be replacing this null which is present for the play game button, and I'll be replacing it with the home page. So adding the home page over here with the brackets and removing this to do as well. So we have added the dice.wave audio already, so that's why I have removed this to do. And now let's hot reload and move back inside the play game so that we can see the changes what we are adding inside the homepage.dart file. Now starting with the body part of the build statement for the home page. So for the body, the first thing it will be having is a column with the cross axis alignment set to cross axis alignment dot stretch and main axis alignment set to main axis alignment dot start. Next it will be having a children. So the children will be having the expanded will be the first children which will be occurring inside this column, and for the child of this expanded we'll be having a grid view builder. So what the grid view builder takes is, it takes a grid delegate at first, and inside the grid delegate we can pass a silver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. So we can pass that inside the grid delegate, and we need to pass the item builder as well. For now the item builder is set to null. So after this, after passing the silver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count, we need to pass some more things inside it, else it will be showing you with an error. So the things which we need to pass inside it is a main axis spacing, so that will be equal to 10 in our case. Cross axis spacing will be equal to 10, and cross axis count will be equal to 5. The child aspect ratio which we want inside this is equals to 1, so it will be in the form of a square, the childs which are present inside the grid view. Next it is showing us an error that we haven't specified the builder, so we'll be doing that, don't worry. Let me first add some padding. So I'll be adding a padding of 20 from all the sides, and setting the item count as well equal to 25, as we'll be needing 25 boxes to be displayed inside the app, inside the screen. Now starting to work on the item builder. For that I'll be removing the null, and in place of that I'll be passing the context and I, which will be the index for each of these items, and adding an arrow function which will be returning a sized box. So this size box will be having a width at first with the value of 50 and height at second with the width of, with the height of 50 with the value of 50 to be specific, and it will be having a child after it which will be a raised button. So as I have already told you that it is deprecated, but I am using it. You can prefer using container with a gesture detector. Next, adding a padding to this raise button, so it will be having a padding of 1 from all the sides, and it will be having an on press function which will be running the play game and passing the index I which we are getting inside which we are getting through the context, and the I which we have passed through the arrow function. So we'll be passing the I inside this play game. Let me fix the typo over here which is occurring. So I have missed some of the colon and some brackets as well. So let me fix these quickly. I'll be removing this raised button once again. I'll be removing the child for the size box, and let me just see if I can fix it without removing it. So trying multiple combinations over here. Oh, that's why it is important to add commas whenever we are writing the code, because it will be formatting the app for us as soon as we are running the control S. So I guess I have fixed it now. Yeah. So next I have added the play game inside it, which is taking the I or the index value which we have specified or which we are getting through the arrow function through the item builder. So I have passed the value of I inside this play game as well. And for the child of this raise button, it will be having an image, and the image will be equal to image dot this dot get image. So we'll be getting the image from the function which we have created, the get image function, and it will be taking a value of I which we are passing from the item builder through the context. So that we'll be passing that inside it, so that it will be getting the appropriate image from the get image function, and we'll be displaying the image with the height and width of 40, as we have taken the size box height and width of 50. So that's why keeping a 10 space of 10 from each of the sides. So here you can see that the images are being displayed. The white boxes which are being displayed over here signify that the images have been loaded, and when we'll be clicking on each of these white boxes, you can see that the image of the sad emoji is being displayed over here. So on the basis of that, on the click made on each of this appropriate widget, it is displaying us with an image accordingly. So next we need to add a text which will be for displaying how many chances are remaining for us. So I'll be quickly adding it. So after this expanded, I'll be having a row which will be having a cross-axis alignment set to cross-axis alignment dot start, and main axis alignment set to main axis alignment dot center. After that, it will be having the child or the children inside the row, which will be taking the first children as a container with which will be having the padding from left, top, right, bottom. So that will be edge insets dot from LTRB, and it will be having the padding of 112. Next, it will be having a color inside this container. So I'll be passing the color as color dot red with the variation of 400. And for the child of this container, I'll be adding a text, and this will be displaying the message whatever we have set to the value of the message variable. Adding some commas. Yeah, so we have displayed the text over here. So it is displaying the text in the bottom, or this container which we have added in the bottom. So now we'll be moving towards the button part which will be displaying after this text. So these buttons will be for showing all and for the resetting each of the boxes which is available above. So for that, I have added a container after this row which will be having another row with the cross-axis alignment set to cross-axis alignment dot center and main axis alignment set to main axis alignment dot center. This row will be having some children as well. So the first children it will be taking is a container with the margin of 20 from all the sides. So that's why I've added edge insets dot all with the value of 20. And next it will be taking a child of raise button which will be having an on pressed. So on pressed of this button, we'll be resetting the game, and we'll be resetting the value of each of these variables which we have created. So that's why I have added the this dot reset over here, which will be running the reset function which is present inside this file. So I'll be running this dot reset game and adding a colon semicolon after it. Next I need to add a color to this, so I'll be adding the color as black and some padding. So the padding will be from LRTB, which means from left, top, right, bottom. So for the value of each of these LTRB, I'll be passing the value as 40, 10, 40, 10, which will be having the value of left and right as 40 and top and bottom as 10. Next, adding a child inside this raise button, which will be having a text displaying reset over here. So it will be displaying reset inside this raised button as a child of this, and it will be having some styles as well. As the default color for the text which we have added through the text widget will be black, so that's why I have added the text style with the color of white inside this text, copying this container and pasting it again, as we need another button. So that button will be displaying show all text, and this will be running the this dot show all function. So we'll be running the show all function which is present inside this file. So that's why I have added it inside the on pressed inside the raised button above. So now when I'm clicking on any of these buttons, I guess I have clicked on the money icon which was being displayed. So when I have clicked on it, it is providing me with an error. So let me check. So I guess an icon is being displayed inappropriately. So yeah, I have made a typo in the money icon. So I have misspelled the spelling of the money. So I need to make it E back there and hot reloading it once again. So the hot reload has completed and the file has done saving. So now when I'm clicking on any of these options which are available over here, then you can see that the emojis are being displayed appropriately, and on the basis of whatever is being displayed, we are provided with the appropriate item in the text which we have added below. So you can see that it is updating each of the values as we have clicked on any of the button, and when we'll be clicking on the show all, it will be displaying us with all of the image. And it is still not loading the money .png. So let me restart the app once again. So clicking on hot restart. So the application has hot restarted, and here you can see that as soon as I have started the app, it is playing, or it has started playing the music which was present or we have added in the background. And now when I'll be clicking on the rules option, it will be stopping the music for me as we have added, and it will be playing the dice audio, and you can see that the text which we have added. Now when I'll be clicking on the play game button, or the it will be executing the navigator.push for the play game, and it will be displaying me with all of the boxes. And now when I'll be clicking on the show all, it will be displaying us with the cash bundle emoji as well, along with the sad emojis which we have added inside it. When I'll be clicking on this reset, it will be hiding each of these emojis. So you can see over here that clicking reset, it is hidden all of these emojis which were being displayed on the click of the show all. And in the debug console, you can see that as I have added a print statement with the lucky number, so it is displaying the index of the lucky number which where the cash emoji will be displayed. So that's why I have added a print statement. You can remove this print statement when you are running this app in production, so that the user won't be able to see this if he is connecting the app with the Flutter terminal, and whenever he is running the app. So you can remove the print statement in your production app. I have added it to show you that the lucky number is the number where the cash emoji will be displayed. Now when I'll be clicking on this, you can see that as soon as I am clicking on the emoji of the cash, audio is being played in the background. So you can see that I have found this, and the audio is playing in the background. So the text is also changing as we are clicking on each of these emojis. And when we have no more chances left, or when we haven't found the appropriate emoji, the cache emoji, then it is playing an audio in the background, and it is also showing us that you have reached the maximum trials. So the text is being updated dynamically. So here you can see that you can hear the ching audio in the background. So this is how you can create your app, the scratch and win app, all the way from scratch, and add all the various different elements which are present. So what we have learned out through this particular video is that we have created a scratch and win game. To sum up this video, we have created the scratch and win game where we have implemented audios, images, and some functions which are the basic functions which I am covering from previous videos as well. So we have combined all of these things and we have implemented all of them inside this app and added the multiple functionality as well for the reset, show all, for the rules, for displaying the text. So this is what we have done in this particular video. Now one thing which you can do or you can consider as a task for you is that you can implement or you can add various different audios on the basis of this app which you have created. And also you can do is you can add another random variable inside it which will be lucky number 2, and it will be displaying the cache emoji on 2 different locations, and when the user will be finding those 2 locations, in that case only he will be the winner or he will be winning, else he will be losing in each of the other cases. So you can implement that thing to to make your concept strong, and to see if you have remembered or you have worked or learned about the different functionalities which we have added inside the app. So you can try doing that. And if you are doing this and if you are working on this project, then make sure to post it out on social media, and don't forget to tag me and Newton School so that we can also see what amazing things which are there you are developing, and also appreciate you along with that. So this was it for this particular video. If you have got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to drop a like, comment down below what you have learned from this video and what you are tending to learn from this course, or what you want us to cover in the upcoming videos of the course. Also subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to the videos being posted for the Flutter development course going on. So a new video is being posted every alternate day, so make sure to subscribe to the channel as well, and make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. So they are doing amazing work, and I would appreciate if you are going in the if you are clicking on the link given in the description and checking them out and appreciating them if you like their work. So make sure to check that out as well. And also thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for all the upcoming ones.